They said marriage is a blessing. But my marriage became a silent death sentence. I thought marriage would make me a mother. Instead, it almost made me a ghost. My husband erased 3 babies from my womb. He laughed. He lied. He betrayed me. But what he did not know was this. The universe keeps records. And karma never forgets an address. He betrayed me in ways I cannot describe. But when I lost everything, I found something I never expected. Real love, in the most unexpected place. And karma found him before happiness found me. This is my story. My name is Zonara Okoye, and I used to believe in fairy tales, in forever love, in happy families. I believed in Kelechi Dike with my whole heart, and that belief nearly destroyed me. I met Kelechi at a corporate seminar in Ikeja. He was calm, well-dressed, and spoke with confidence. He said he wanted a peaceful home, children, laughter, and a wife who would be his best friend. He treated me gently. He opened doors for me. He listened when I talked. He prayed with me. I thought God had sent him to me. Our wedding was big and beautiful. People posted us on social media and called us couple goals. My mother cried tears of joy. My friends envied me. I felt like the luckiest woman in Lagos. But happiness can hide danger behind a smile. When I got pregnant the first time, I was so happy. I bought tiny baby shoes and saved baby names on my phone. I imagined holding my baby and singing lullabies. But Kelechi changed. He became quiet. He complained about money. He started coming home late. One night, we argued about his late-night outings. He pushed me away, and I fell. Pain spread through my stomach. 2 days later, the doctor told me I had lost the baby. Kelechi looked away and said it was fate. I cried alone in the bathroom and wondered what I did wrong. The second pregnancy came months later. This time, I was scared but hopeful. I walked carefully, like I was carrying glass inside me. Kelechi became more controlling. He checked my phone, accused me of cheating, insulted my friends, and shouted over small things. One night, neighbors heard shouting. I remember crying and begging him to calm down. Then everything went dark. When I woke up in the hospital, my mother was beside me, crying. The doctor told me I had lost the baby again. I felt empty, like my body had failed me. One night, I overheard Kelechi talking on the balcony. He did not know I was listening. He said quietly, "She must never give birth. I don't want children with her." My heart stopped. Who was he talking to? Why did he hate our unborn children? I pretended to sleep, but my mind burned all night. The third pregnancy came quietly. I did not tell him. I told only my best friend Amoka, a fashion designer in Lekki. She begged me to leave him, but I feared divorce, shame and gossip. In my culture, a divorced woman is blamed for everything. I hid my stomach with loose clothes, but Kelechi found out. He looked at me with cold eyes and whispered, "If you keep this pregnancy, you will regret it." I started sleeping with the lights on. One day, I followed him after work. He entered a luxury hotel in Victoria Island. I waited and saw him with an older, elegant woman. They laughed like lovers. My hands shook. That night, I hacked his laptop. I discovered the woman was Monaki Ajayi, a billionaire investor. She was sponsoring his lifestyle, paying for his car, apartment, and business deals. Her message to him said, "Make sure she never gives birth. I don't want you tied down." Kelechi replied, "I will handle it." I felt like my world collapsed. Then I found another hidden folder on his laptop. Medical prescriptions. Pills. Reports. I realized he had been giving me pills secretly that were not safe in pregnancy. My husband was slowly destroying my womb on purpose. I screamed silently into my pillow. The man I loved had chosen money over our babies. One night, he came home drunk. He shouted when I questioned him. My heart raced. My vision blurred. I collapsed. A neighbor rushed me to the hospital. The doctor said if I stayed at home longer, both I and the baby would have died. That night, something inside me woke up. I realized love should not feel like fear. A nurse whispered to me, "You deserve better. Don't die in silence." I started recording Kelechi's threats. I saved his messages and pills. Amoka helped me plan my escape. One early morning, I packed one bag and left while he was sleeping. I blocked his number and disappeared. Kelechi searched everywhere. He called my family and friends, but I was gone. Then karma started working. Monarchy Ajayi dumped him for a younger man. His business collapsed. His friends mocked him. He lost money, pride, and status. Months later, Monarchy was arrested for fraud and mentioned Kelechi as her accomplice. Police arrested him too. The woman he chose over his family destroyed him. While hiding, I started therapy at a private clinic. That was where I met Dr. Ton Afulian, a quiet psychologist. He listened without judgment. He never blamed me. He said I was not broken, just healing. He was a widower who lost his wife years ago. He understood pain. Friendship became comfort, and comfort became love. I never expected to find love in therapy, but he became my safe place. One day, Kelechi found me at Amoka's boutique. He looked thin, poor, and broken. He knelt and cried, begging for forgiveness. I looked at him calmly and said he destroyed my babies for money, and now money destroyed him. I walked away holding Dr. Ton's hand. Kelechi was sentenced to prison. His family rejected him. His friends abandoned him. In prison, he wrote me letters, saying he dreamed of babies crying and could not sleep. Regret tortured him daily. Years later, I married Dr. Ton quietly. No big wedding, just peace. For the first time, love felt safe. Then I became pregnant again. This time, I was not afraid. Dr. Ton held my hand at every hospital visit. He prayed with me. And this time, the baby lived. I held my child and cried, whispering that my baby came after the storm. One afternoon in prison, Kelechi received a newspaper. On the front page was a photo of me, Dr. Ton, and my newborn baby. The headline talked about a survivor of trauma welcoming a child after years of loss. His hands shook. He stared at the photo for a long time. My face was glowing. The baby was sleeping peacefully. Dr. Ton's hand was on my shoulder. Kelechi dropped the paper and fell on his knees. Tears rolled down his face. He whispered that the child should have been his. He remembered the baby clothes I bought, the names I saved, the nights I cried. He remembered the pills, the lies, the money. Regret hit him like fire. He screamed that he destroyed his own blood and future. That night, he stared at the ceiling and whispered my name, but it was too late. While I was building a new life, he was living inside his regrets. While I was holding my miracle, he was holding his mistakes. Karma gave him memories, and life gave me a future. Today, I am safe. I am healing. I am a mother. And I know now that abuse is not love, silence is not strength, and living is not failure. Sometimes, love finds you in the ruins, and karma finds those who destroy love. The day I held my baby in my arms, I felt like the universe finally apologized to me. I remembered all the nights I cried alone in the bathroom, all the prayers I whispered with a shaking voice, all the fear that lived inside my chest. Now, my child was breathing softly against my skin, warm and real, and nothing in the world mattered more. Dr. Ton stayed beside me like a shield. He slept on the hospital chair, woke up every hour to check on me, and smiled like a man who had waited his whole life for that moment. When the nurse placed the baby in his arms, his hands trembled. He whispered, "Welcome, my miracle." I cried again, not from pain, but from gratitude. Our home in Lekki was quiet and peaceful. No shouting. No fear. No walking on eggshells. Just laughter, soft music, and the sound of a baby crying for milk. Sometimes I would sit on the balcony and watch the city lights of Lagos, remembering the woman I used to be. I used to think suffering was part of love. Now I knew peace was the real proof of love. Dr. Ton never rushed me to forget my past. He listened when I talked about Kelechi. He listened when I talked about my lost babies. He listened when I cried for no reason. He told me healing was not a straight line, that some days would be good and some days would be heavy. But he promised never to leave. In therapy, I started speaking to other women who had gone through similar experiences. Some were lawyers, bankers, market women, and students. Abuse did not care about class or education. It just found silence and lived there. I told my story slowly, and each time I spoke, I felt lighter. I realized my voice was powerful. My pain had meaning. Meanwhile, Kelechi's life inside prison was a long punishment without end. He stopped counting days. He started counting regrets. His cell was small, but his mind was louder. At night, he heard crying babies in his dreams. In the morning, he remembered the pills he mixed into my tea. He remembered how he smiled while pretending to care. He remembered choosing money over life. Other inmates mocked him when they saw him staring at the newspaper photo again and again. He folded the page and kept it under his pillow like a sacred thing. Sometimes he talked to the photo, whispering apologies to a baby that was not his. He imagined what our child would have looked like if I had given birth years ago. He imagined teaching the child how to ride a bicycle, how to pray, how to laugh. Then reality returned like a slap. He wrote me another letter. He said he understood now that love was not control. He said money blinded him. He said he was sorry 1,000 times. I never replied. Some apologies come too late. Some wounds should not be reopened. In Lagos, life moved fast. People chased money, fame, and success. But I chased peace. I started a small foundation for women who survived domestic trauma. Dr. Ton supported me with everything he had. He helped me speak at events, talk on radio shows, and share my story anonymously at first, then openly. People listened. Women wrote to me from different cities. They said my story gave them courage. One day, a reporter asked me if I hated my ex-husband. I thought for a long time before answering. I said I did not hate him anymore. Hate was heavy. I had carried it for too long. I said I wished he had chosen love instead of money. I said I hoped he would change, but far away from my life. When my baby started smiling, I felt like my heart was healing in slow motion. Each smile erased a tear from the past. Each laugh pushed away a nightmare. I started sleeping peacefully. I stopped checking doors at night. I stopped fearing footsteps. Sometimes, I dreamed of my lost babies. In the dreams, they were light, like angels, smiling and waving. I woke up with tears, but also with peace. I believed they were watching over me. Dr. Tond and I named our child Nuru, meaning light. Because after darkness, light came. After silence, laughter came. After abuse, love came. Years later, Kelechi was released on parole. He walked out of prison a different man. Thinner. Older. Quieter. He searched for me online and saw my foundation, my interviews, my baby's photos, my peaceful life. He realized he had destroyed a future that could have been beautiful. He stood in front of a small screen in a cyber cafe and cried quietly, so no one would see. He tried to call my number once. It did not go through. He wrote another letter but never sent it. He understood that some doors, once closed, must stay closed forever. I watched Nuru run around our living room, laughing and calling Dr. Tond Daddy. My heart felt full. I knew love did not have to hurt to be real. Love could be gentle. Love could be patient. Love could be safe. One evening, I stood on the balcony again, holding my child, watching the Lagos traffic lights and hearing the distant sound of horns and music. I remembered the girl who believed endurance was love. I smiled sadly for her. She did not know better. But now I did. I whispered to my child that love should never feel like fear, that silence should never be a prison, and that living is sometimes the bravest form of love. Far away, in a small rented room, Kelechi stared at the same photo again. This time, it was on his phone. He saw me, glowing, holding my baby. He whispered my name and said he was sorry. But the city did not answer. The past did not answer. And I did not answer. Life moved forward. And for the first time, so did I. If my story teaches anything, it is this. Love should never make you afraid. No one deserves to live in fear inside a home that should be safe. No one deserves to lose their dreams because of another person's selfishness. Silence is not strength. Endurance is not love. Pain is not proof of loyalty. Sometimes, walking away is the bravest thing you can do. Sometimes, choosing yourself is the only way to survive. Karma is real. The pain you give will return in memories, regrets, and loneliness. And healing is real too. Even after deep wounds, the heart can still find light. I lost 3 babies, but I did not lose myself. I lost a marriage, but I found real love. I lost my voice, but I found my purpose. If you are watching this and suffering in silence, please know this. You deserve peace. You deserve kindness. You deserve a love that feels safe. And sometimes, after the storm, after the tears, after the darkness, a miracle will come and call you a mother, and happiness will finally call you home. If you enjoyed this story, please like this video and comment. Subscribe to my channel for more deep and emotional African stories. Share this story with someone who may need hope today, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any powerful video. Thank you for listening.